What's up, everyone? Audio was bugging out. What's up there, music? What's up, citizen? What's up, everyone? What's going on? My name is Jay Tarantino. I'm back again with another live stream. I play guitar in a band called Etherius. I am playing some tracks for you. We are live. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok. We are here, man. Yeah, nobody needs audio, man. What the hell? All right. I gotta get me a stream deck. I need a stream deck, man. I can't be looking at the chat all the time here. What's up, everyone? Oh, I gotta fix my guitar volume. All right, we working on it. All right, let's see. Yeah, what's the audio? What's going on, everyone? If you are new here, my name is Jay Tarantino. I play guitar in a band called Etherius, man. I'm here every night streaming, playing some guitar solos, hanging out, man. We're always having a good time. And where is my chat? There is my chat. What's up, Matt? All right, Matt says your audio is skipping like crazy. Might want to check it. All right, the mic is fine. Sounds great. All right, cool. I'm gonna play that again because yeah, man, my volumes were all fucked up. was a song called The Dark Oracle right there. From the new Etherius album. Cool, what's up, man? Matt says, sounds good, awesome. Sounds, I can't read. It sounds awesome now. What's up, Cabins? Cabins says it sounds good. All right, they're checking it out on YouTube. You know, if anybody wants to check out the stream on YouTube and Twitch, it's twitch.tv/guitarboss. Also my YouTube channel, Jay Tarantino. You got multi-camera angles, so if you're looking for a better sound quality and better video quality, man, check out the streams over there. We're doing the TikTok stream from the phone. That was a song called The Dark Oracle right there. All right, like I said, we are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. That was a song called The Dark Oracle. I'm going to play a song called Thread of Life. right, that was a song called Thread of Life right there from the first Etherius album, also of the same name. All right. All right, how's everybody doing, man? How we doing on YouTube? How we doing on Twitch? All right, man, we got a couple people watching. Very cool. Appreciate everyone being here. Sandra, thank you, Sandra. Let's see here. Austin asks if I can do one. I do not do any covers here, but that is a great song. All right, let's see who else we got here. What's up, Cabins? Cabins coming over from YouTube. All right, let me reset the gift goal here. My webcam is crooked. I gotta fix my camera angles, man. I'm working on it. All good though. All right. This next song is called Veins of Silver and Sorrow. dropped a galaxy. Yo, Redneck, dude, what's up, man? Thank you for that galaxy, brother. Shit, dude, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Sandra. Yo, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much. Alright. Yo, let's do that one again. I love playing that song, man. This song's called Veins of Silver and Sorrow. Hold on, let me drop some links in the chat, man. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening on Twitch, you want to check out the songs that I'm playing, you want to check out my band Etherius, man, I'm going to drop this link here in the chat for you. Right there. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. Let's drop this in the Twitch chat as well. Redneck, bro, thank you again, man. Appreciate that. All right. All right, here's a song called Veins of Silver and Sorrow. right, that was a song called Veins of Silver and Sorrow right there. Right, I almost have this intro down, just gotta work the pinky. Yeah, the pinky is very important for that riff, for sure, man. Alright, man, let's see here. Dude, Max, we had a raid. Alright, we got a raid on Twitch. We got Tarquin, I hope I said that right, and Max Boris, he says. Max says, dude, sick shredding, man. I just wrapped up a guitar stream. What's up, Larry C? All right, Max brought his whole family. Yo, shout out to everyone on Twitch, man. We on Twitch. We on YouTube. We're on we're on Facebook. I forgot about Facebook. I don't know what's going on. Fake book. Yo, Larry C, brother. Thank you, man. Who else we got here? All right, Max brought his brothers and his dad. We got Tarquin or Tarkin. Sorry if I said that wrong. Yo, I appreciate everyone, man. Let's see what's going on Facebook. Does anybody have any comments on Facebook? Probably not. Let's see here. Nah, man, nobody's watching on Facebook. Facebook is garbage. FBI, but yeah. Oh, Tarquin is a Monty Python. All right, dude. I don't know much about Monty Python, man. Tarquin, okay. FBI book. Oh, dude, thanks. Yeah, this is a Kiesel Aries. This is my main guitar right here. So, 7-string. A shrubbery. Oh, yeah. I do remember the Trojan horse scene in Monty Python, but other than that, I don't remember much about that movie. All right, Max got a Strandberg, dude. I gotta give you a follow. Oh, I can't. All right, I'm gonna have to give you guys a follow here. All right. Well, we'll do this later. I'm new. I am streaming on Twitch. Yes. Let's go to TikTok here. All right. Nova Martino says, "Am I streaming on Twitch?" I am streaming on Twitch. Yes. It's the same handle as TikTok. It's twitch.tv/GuitarBoss, but the O is the number 0. What's up, Ethan? Yo, we got some people on Twitch right now. Shout out to you. Listen, this is still a new thing for me, so I am trying to figure out a lot of things. I'm gonna be getting a stream deck, and I am trying to figure out what's going on here. So we got 5 people watching on Twitch. Hell yeah! I appreciate all of you being here. I've been streaming on TikTok for like 2 years. This is like my 4th, 5th stream on Twitch. So this shit is all new to me right now. I'm still trying to figure out what camera angles I'm trying to do. All right, Max says, bro, I just got back into streaming after a 4-year. Dude, awesome, man. All right, Tarquin says we used to live in North Jersey. Oh shit. All right, I'm in Central Jersey. Central Jersey does exist. All right, Larry C asks, what kind of strings? These are Ernie Ball, the green Ernie Ball pack. 7-string, 10 to 56. I think it's 10 to 56. Yeah, so it's 10, 13, 17, 10, 13, 17, 26, 36, 46, 56. That's what it is. All right, Tarquin lived in Plainsboro. All right, you used to live like a half hour from me. Yes, I live in Central New Jersey. That is a thing. People gonna be fucking stalkers gonna be looking me up on the internet. Where does dude live? What's up, Ethan? Have I played Dingbats? Yes, I have. I have played Dingbats many, many, many times. Yes. Larry C says I love Ernie Ball, but I'm allergic to nickel. Dude, the steel strings are nice. I used to use the I tried the M Steels. I think it was the M Steels. Yeah, they're pretty good. For me, dude, the regular Slinkies are fine. I don't break. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna jinx it now. But dude, the strings last forever, man. Like I don't. The only time I really change them is when they're due for a change. I mean, I haven't broken too many strings. I probably shouldn't have said that either because that means I'm gonna break a string tonight. What's going on TikTok? We got 8 people in the chat. What's up, everyone? All right, Geo asks a question on TikTok. Geo might not be in the chat anymore, but I'll answer it anyway. Geo says, any tips on getting faster while syncing your fingers and strumming? Play to a metronome. That would be the advice that I would tell you. All right, Max says I used to play there all the... Dude, I like dingbats, man. I love dingbats. I haven't been there in a minute. Actually, Etherius played there in December. All right, Larry C says they're solid. I've tried some flats. I know, dude. I knew Freak. Yeah, man. Robert, dude. He was an awesome guy, man. He was a really awesome guy. He used to make sure that we sounded really good. He always took care of us, man. Yeah, dude. He was a stellar guy. Max says that guy took my band. What band were you guys in? Maybe I might know. I might have known of your band. I might have played a show with your bands. Cause my old band, Flathead Sky. All right, I don't remember. That name doesn't sound familiar. I used to play in a band called Shadows of Dawn. We used to play. Jose Mangan used to do his Heart Attack Thursdays. So we played a few shows there too. That was in like 2011, 2012. Sandra says you're an hour time zone. Yes, you are an hour behind. You're in Central Time, I believe. Let's see who else we got here. Okay, 2014 to 2016. Yeah, that was a little bit after me. A little bit. All right, what are we doing? YouTube is dead. There's 2 people watching on YouTube. I appreciate all of you there. I gotta do something with this camera. I'm gonna maybe tomorrow when we do the stream tomorrow, we're gonna figure out a different angle, a different camera angle, a close up of the guitar. We'll figure something out. All right, man. Let's get into some more tunes. All right, so for all the new people here, Max asks how monitoring TikTok and Twitch. Dude, I'm streaming to TikTok on my phone. Streamlabs. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to get so for the TikTok stream, I know how to get it to use. I know how to get it to work in TikTok Studio. I just can't get the audio. So I stream TikTok from my phone, and then the Twitch stream I have obviously my PC with the multi-cameras. I would prefer to stream TikTok on my PC and have it all in one place, but it kind of is what it is. I gotta go back and forth, but it's all good. Do I enjoy math rock? I mean, I listen to prog, so I guess kind of, in a way. I like Dream Theater and Symphony X and Circus Maximus and bands like that. How is the Central North South Jersey hard rock metal scene? It's pretty good. I mean, I haven't gone to many local shows lately. But, like, every time I've gone to Dingbats, it's always been a decent crowd, so... Max says, prog metal, dude, you ain't all the right bit. Dude, I love Symphony X, man. Symphony X, Dream Theater, Circus Maximus, Blind Guardian, Iced Earth. I mean, I know Blind Guardian and Iced Earth aren't really prog, but you know what I'm saying. Tarquin says, Symphony X is... This is true, man. I have a funny story. So, back in 2005... my old band. No, it's Mike Portnoy. Back in 2005, my old band used to have we used to rent a rehearsal room in Red Bank, and it was owned by Dee Dee Verney from Overkill, and Symphony X used to have a room there. So we used to, when they were getting ready for tours, man, they would be there practicing. So like my band used to practice every Friday and Sunday there. So I would go there early just to listen to Symphony X practice. And the other thing, too, was my drummer at the time used to take lessons from Jason Rulo. So one night, there's an ice cream shop across the street. I think it was like a Carvel or a Dairy Queen. It's still there. And there used to be, so the building that the studio is in is not there anymore. It's like an AutoZone. They turned it into a shopping center. There's like an AutoZone there and a couple other stores. But, there was a marble place. There was a marble shop next to the studio. So one night, I guess there was like I don't know what happened, but there was like a mini fire in the marble shop, and I get a call from my singer at the time, like, dude, there was a fire at our studio. Like, I'm going there right now. Like, we all gotta go there, and like we were like freaking out because we didn't know like what was going on. We're like, shit, my guitar is there. My shit's gonna burn down. So we get there, and there's like it's like a little baby fire. Like, nothing happened. The fire department showed up, but Symphony X was chilling in front of the Dairy Queen. Michael Romeo's holding up like one of his Line 6 heads, like on his shoulder. He's like carrying gear out of his room. And the Symphony X guys are just chilling at this ice cream shop across the street, waiting for the fire department to leave. And we're just chatting it up with them, man. And they were just so cool, man. Russell was a great guy. Yeah, dude, this was this was like 2005. This was like at least 20 years ago. Very, very long time ago. Tarquin says we saw Russell when he sang with Adrenaline Mob. Oh, yeah, dude. Do you guys know a guy named Tom Tierney? Because Tom Tierney was really close with Freak. We're having story time. You know Tom? Shit, dude. Yeah, Tom. I think Tom was the one that found AJ, when that whole thing happened, when he had that heart attack. Tom was actually the one that found him on the bus. Tom actually texted, I did a tour with Angel Vivaldi. Yeah, he was Freak's protege. That's true, man. Yes, he was. Yeah, Tom's a good dude, man. He just did a tour with Thrown into Exile. They just did a tour with Arch Enemy. Somebody wants me to play Easy Lover. Sorry, but no. Alright, let's get back into some music, man. We'll continue the story time here. Yeah, Tom's a great dude. I just saw him around Christmas time. Alright. Yo, what's up, everyone? We are live on Twitch. We are live on TikTok. We are live on, where are we? YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're all over the freaking place. I gotta reset the gift goal on TikTok. Hold on. Alright, let's get this going here. Redneck dropping galaxies, man. I appreciate that, brother. Alright, let's get back into some music here. It is, yeah, dude, it is a small world, man. Alright. This next song is called Sedna. That was a song called Sedna. Alright, Larry C says, I don't know about the others, but I like this camera angle. You can see the fretboard perfectly. Max says, dude, your tone is sick. Thank you, man. So I am running the Axe Effects, man. It's just all direct guitar into the Axe Effects. I have the Axe Effects 2XL Plus. So it's about 10. I've had it for about 10 years. And then I just go directly into my Focusrite 6i6. And then from there, you know, I'm going into OBS. And what else? That's it. No pedals, nothing, man. No pedals. Just everything is. I just program all my tone right in the box, right in the Axe Effects. You know, a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb, and that's it. And but yo, I'm glad you dig the tone, man. Quite honestly, it's just a factory preset that I started out with, and I just tweaked it. Tarquin says hides as Max starts geeking on the FM9. Ethan, yes, I did write that. Yes, all the songs that I am playing here, and I did drop a link. I'll do it again. I'll drop the link in the chat. If you guys want to check out my band Etherius, all the songs that I'm playing here are from Etherius. You can see the album cover there on the screen. Our new album is called Hymns of the Crimson Raven. Yo, Larry C, tell him how good the album is, man. Larry C got his copy. All right. Max says you write some good songs, dude. Thank you, man. Is that picture taken at the barbershop? Which picture would you be referring to? The studio? Do I ever mess with pickup height? Oh, the band shot. No, that was at a church. Oh, and the link I got. Yes, that was at a church, man. We shot that video in a church, a real church in Brooklyn. Yes. Do I ever mess with my pickup height? I do not. All right, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So I do not know. People ask me about my pickups. They ask me about, like, pickup height. They ask me about technical aspects of guitar. Dude, I don't know any. Dude, all I know is my pickups sound good. I couldn't tell you anything else about them. People be like, yo, the key, because I have, all right, so this guitar has Kiesel pickups. People would be telling me, like, oh, the Kiesel pickups have, like, a mid-range, you know, like, around 40 hertz or whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about that shit, man. I just know that they sound good, dude. I don't care about what frequencies they cut, what frequencies they boost. I don't know anything. So, yeah, to answer your question, Larry, see, I don't really mess with my pickup height. Exactly, like Max says, if it sounds good, it sounds good, dude. That is absolutely true, man. All right, let's get into some more music here. I gotta fix my guitar level just a little bit. All right, this is a song. What's my live backup guitar? This is my backup guitar right here. Another Kiesel. Hold on, let me there we go. Another Kiesel Aries. This one was customized. They built this one for me. Same specs as the blue one, just with the hip shot bridge. We got locking tuners. Yeah, dude, and the pickups are Guitarmery Minuteman. Hold on, I think I have the box here. Yeah, dude, the headstock is it's a bird's eye maple. Yeah, so these are the pickups that I use. Guitarmery Minuteman. Dude, Paul Wardingham is a nasty guitar player, man. All right, Redneck wants to hear Martian Winter or Elysian. All right, we'll get to those, man. Let's do let me do two more with the blue guitar, and then we'll switch to the white guitar, and I'll play some Angel tracks for you. Max says your music is very much like Paul Ward. Dude, he's so good, man. But he's got a little more of that cyber futuristic kind of thing going on, which I love. I don't really do that. I'm more of I'm an old school guy, man. I grew up on all the Cacophony records. You know, we were just talking about Dream Theater, Symphony X, Blind Guardian, Iced Earth, all the Shrapnel records, you know, Tony McAlpine, Edge of Insanity, Paul Gilbert, Racer X, that whole thing. This is what happens when two legit musicians and their old man does a raid. Well, thank you both. And Ethan too, man. Larry C, everyone on Twitch, man. You guys are awesome. Alright, I know, what do I think about the band Boston? Dude, Boston is one of the greatest bands of all time, man. Tom Scholz. Tom Scholz, man, great guitar player. Alright. Alright, Max says the old man is a drummer, so he's not lame. Shout out to the old man. I don't know your name, but I'm just going to call you the old man affectionately. With all due respect. See, Colin knows what's up. Colin asked me on TikTok, what do I think about Boston? Yeah, man, Tom Scholz, bro. Alright, Ethan says we're actually a music family. You know what's... Oh, Steve... Alright, yo, shout out to you, Steve. Max is in Boston. Max is in Boston and he loves Boston. Draftman asks, what kind of guitar? This is a Kiesel Aries. Alright, let's get into another song here, man. This is another track. Again, I am playing some tracks from my band Etherius. Our latest album is called Hymns of the Crimson Raven, which I got the cover right there. You can see it in the top right-hand corner of your screen if you're watching on YouTube and Twitch. This is a song called Gilded Shadows of Oblivion.
Was a song called Arctic Shadowscape. What's up, Darkwing? Alright, Max says, love the unison. Dude, I am all about that stuff, man. That kind of just, yeah, like I don't even remember my own licks now. Jesus Christ. Like, stuff like that, man. I love doing that. Alright, Colin says, I saw Dream Theater for the first time in their 40th anniversary tour, and it was pretty amazing. I didn't catch them on this tour, but I've seen them. I never saw them with Portnoy, actually. Every time I seen them was with Mangini. So, but I'm going to have to catch them, because I think they're going to come back. So I'm going to have to see them when they come back. Alright, Tarquin says, I have to be old and go to bed. Thank you, man. Where can I get the album? I'm going to drop the link. I put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat once again. If you go to that link that I just dropped there in the chat, you can pick up the album. We're on all the streaming platforms. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music, Bandcamp, Google, Amazon. Man, we're all over the place. You can get a hard copy. Yes, if you go to our website, I will drop the website in the chat. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. I think I spelled it right. And you go to the merch tab, you can get a hard copy. All right, Max says that's my favorite song you played. Dude, thank you, man. I think you might like this next song too. The quick slidey one. Darkwing says sounds amazing. Max says the false ending and sick modulation. Thank you. Yeah, that song's called Arctic Shadowscape. Very fun, dude. That was one of the first songs that I think I wrote for this album. Dude, Max, thank you, man. We got everyone on Twitch. Darkwing says, love the intro to live photo. Oh, thank you. Yes. My production value is getting better. It's getting better. All right. What's up, Jim Rat? Jim Rat says, yo, Jay, I can't stay, but just wanted to stop in and say what's up, dude. I'm great. Thank you for stopping in, dude. Even if you can't stay, it's all good. All right, let's do this next song, and then I know Redneck wants to hear a couple Angel tracks, man, so we'll play some Angel tracks for him. All right, this song is called The Omnipotent. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. You get the multi-camera setup going on. So if you want to check out Twitch and YouTube with better audio and video, it's twitch.tv/guitarboss. The O is the number 0. And just look me up on YouTube, Jay Tarantino.
Larry Daly. I know Guthrie Govan. Hell yeah, man. Guthrie is one of the goats, man. Erotic. I know Erotic Cakes is not a solo album, but that album is one of my favorite like instrumental guitar albums. All right, Ethan's following on Instagram. Dude, appreciate that, man. Yeah, I love Guthrie, man. Dude, I don't know waves, man. I'm sorry. What's up, Keith? Was a song called The Omnipotent. Alright, Max says, just bought the CD. Bro, thank you, man. Ever play Yes material? No, dude, I never played a Yes song. Larry C says, nice use of the whammy. Yeah, dude, I like doing subtle things. Like, you know, there's two approaches to the whammy. There's like the Kerry King Slayer approach where it's just chaos. And then there's like the more like subtle kind of thing. Stuff to me is really cool. I like Meshuggah. I like Fear Factory, man. One of my favorite riffs of all time is self-biased resistor. Darkwing says, I still haven't opened hymns. I don't want to. I stream the songs. I collect the merch. You're like me. I buy the CDs and the vinyl, and I don't open it now. I just collect it, and I just listen to it on Spotify. No, that's from the Demanufacture album. That's a self-biased resistor. Second track on Demanufacture, man, one of my favorite albums. Max says, Steve Vai is one of my biggest heroes. Love how he uses the bar to craft the phrasing in his melodies. Yeah, dude, Vi has a lot of control over the bar. Max says, I hear a lot of Loomis here. Dude, I love Jeff. Jeff Loomis, like my main influences, Jeff Loomis, Yngwie, Jason Becker, Petrucci, Alex, all the thrash guys, Alex Skolnick, Marty Friedman, all the shrapnel guys, Tony McAlpine, Vinnie Moore. You know, I love all those dudes. Jeff Loomis, Children of Bodom, Alexi, man. I can't forget Alexi. He's just one of my favorite players. All right, yo, I need to switch guitars. We're going to switch guitars here real quick. I know Redneck Metalhead wants to hear some Angel Vivaldi tracks, man. We'll get to it. We'll do it right now. All right. I just gotta fix my volume. My guitar is still not loud enough. I gotta get a Stream Deck. I gotta get me a Stream Deck so I can streamline this whole process of going back and forth between screens. I like Lamb of God. Okay, Max says your levels are perfect on listening in. All right, that's good to know. All right, what did Redneck? Redneck wanted to hear. I know he mentioned the Rissian Autumn, and there was another one too. Let me see. Martian Winter. All right, let's do a couple tracks here, man. Oh no. All right, I don't have them queued up. Oh shit. Wait, hold on. Hold on. We're gonna do this on the fly. Oh, there it is. All right, I do have it. Just kidding. I was cleaning out my hard drive, so... Alright, hold on. Where is it? Why is it not showing up here? Hold on. Alright, let me get my crap together here. Let me import a file. Where is it? Give me a second. There it is. Alright, let's just make sure it's not, like, sped up or something. Alright, cool. That's good. Alright. Yeah, I gotta get a second monitor. That's the next thing on the agenda. Alright, Larry C says I got a Stream Deck for my birthday last year. Haven't used it yet. Well, but yeah, I gotta get a Stream Deck and a second monitor. Because this is nuts, just going back and forth between all these fucking screens. I can't deal with this. Alright, here we go. Mike too, man. Mike, bro, thank you, man. Yo, Redneck, Mike too, man. Mike, bro, thank you, man. All right, let me reset the gift goal. We're going to do a couple more. Yo, I appreciate everyone. Yeah, all proceeds go to new stuff. All right, Max says, a metal guitar guy who's equally good at rhythm guitar as lead guitar, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, rhythm. Listen, bro, if you can be the best shredder in the world, but if you can't play riffs, if you can't play rhythm, if you can't lock in with a drummer, it doesn't mean shit. All right. The fact that you're switching up the song to play the rhythm guitar part, I don't know the lead guitar part. What on earth? Oh, dude, you're hitting the sound. I live in front of a busy highway, and there's still cars. I'm working on the audio situation. I have a microphone. Right now, I'm using the webcam mic for my talkback, so you're picking up the entire room sound. I have a mic. I have a mic on the way this week. All right, that was an Angel Vivaldi track called An Arisian Autumn. All right, man, I'm gonna do a couple more here because I gotta close up shop for the night because I gotta do adult things and shit, you know, bullshit. All right, River Dragon. I don't know how to play it, man. Great song though. Fucking awesome song, man. All right, how are we looking on YouTube? We got one person watching on YouTube. Everybody's watching on Twitch. That's cool. And TikTok, man. We got some people on TikTok, too. Yeah, River Dragon, man. What a great song. Mike, why did you get blocked, dude? What happened? What the hell? All right, one thing I did not do when I played that previous song was tune. All right. Yeah, what's tuning, bro? We don't need to tune. This is bullshit. That's for amateurs. All right, here's a song called Ad Live On. Again, this is a new track, another track from the new Etherius album. It's called Hymns of the Crimson Raven. Check it out. right, that was a song called Ad Live on. Damn, we smashed the gift goal on TikTok. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Appreciate that. Alright, Max says, very cool, dude. Thank you, man. That was a song called Ad Live on. Again, that was a track from the new Etherius album. Our new album is called Hymns of the Crimson Raven. See if you can see that. We have other albums too. So our second album, I don't have a copy of, but this is our first album. This is our first album, Thread of Life. This came out in 2018. Right there. And for everybody on TikTok, if you want to check it out. If you're on TikTok, if you want to check out the new music, you want to check out the new album, the whole catalog, just click that link tree in my profile. I have a bunch of links when you click that link tree. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube, I dropped the link in the chat. So if you want to check out the new album, if you want to check out our entire catalog. All right, Max says, love the artwork. Reminds you of Themata by Carnival. Dude, I never made that connection, but now that you mention it, now that you mention it, dude, now I can't get that out of my head. Yeah, I think you're right. The second album reminds me of a Scorpions album. This is like I said, this is our first album, Thread of Life. Inspired by the three sisters of fate in Greek mythology. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it up close to that. They don't have eyes. They have no soul. Darkwing says I need to buy Thread. I have copies. Buy one. Chase, bro, thanks, man. Have a great night, dude. Thanks for stopping in. All right. I got to tune again. Max says I'm Greek, so I approve. I have to go to Greece, man. That's the one country I haven't been to yet. Shout out to Gus G. Alright, we're going to do one more song. Oh, I'm not done yet. I got one more, man. We got one more. We are not done. Alright, I think I'm in tune. Max says your first album reminds me of something. I don't think he finished the sentence. Alright, we're going to do one more song again. Thank you to everyone. Yo, shout out to Redneck, bro. Redneck dropped 2 galaxies on me and a myriad of lightning. So, dude, you fucking rule, man. Thank you. All right, Max says we got some drop 8. Yeah, dude. All right, this song is the title track from the new Etherius album. This song is called Hymns of the Crimson Raven. Oh, that's the Scorpions album. Okay, Humanity Hour 1. I'm going to have to check that out. All right, this next song, this is the title track from the new album. The song is called Hymns of the Crimson Raven. right, that was a song called Hymns of the Crimson Raven right there. All right, Max likes the chorus melody. Dude, it's the simplest melody I ever came up with, man, and it's probably one of the best things I ever came up with. Sometimes simple, man, is the best. The theme reminds me of Euphoria by Polyphia with a much heavier rhythm. I'm gonna have to check that out because I'm not too familiar with that song. I'm not so familiar with their catalog. Like I know like Playing God and then the one song they did with Steve Vai. But I'm not like I'm not a huge fan, so I don't know their whole catalog really that well. I'm gonna check that song out. Yeah, I want to see. I'll check out Euphoria. All right, everyone. Yo, it is time for me to say goodnight. I will be back tomorrow night at the same time, man. We'll be back at 10 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to play with the time a little bit. I might start trying to go on a little earlier during the week if I could. But for now, man, I'll be back tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Right here on TikTok, right here on Twitch, right here on YouTube. Again, thank you all. New Etherius album, Hymns of the Crimson Raven. I'll see you all tomorrow. Max, Ethan, Larry C, bro. Thank you, man. Where can we catch the band? At the moment, we don't play live, but we're working on it. I'm putting a lineup together. I already have a bass. I have my bass player that's been with me forever. I got a drummer that I'm going to be jamming with. So we'll once we have a solid band, dude, we'll be playing some shows. All right, everyone, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Bye. Yeah, Chase, bro. Bye for real. All right, everyone. Yes, dude. Next time I'm in New England, dude, I will let you know, man. Ethan, Max, bro, thank you very much. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. All right, dude, I'll catch you on Thursday then.